Hey, what's happening? It's good to see you today as we go over our daily dose and the devotions for today. It's a delight to be with you. Welcome each of you as you're joining us, and as we're continuing this 7 statements that Jesus said before he gave his life on the cross for me and you. I want to talk to you today about a statement that for many is troubling, but I believe today will bring comfort for you. And it's the statement that begins with the never satisfied, impossible, unending question. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, but you have a child that has asked this question, or a student, or maybe a spouse or a coworker, and all you want to do is impale them and shut them up. I don't know, but it's this question. It begins with a 3-letter word called why. Have you ever heard that question and something follow those 3 letters? Why did this? Why does this? Why isn't this? And that question is so frustrating to our humanness because it's never satisfied. There is never an answer that can be given to appease the question of why. Think about it. The whys of your life. No answer does justice to the solution for you today. It bothers me at times because it's much like this in the spiritual, as Jesus said on the cross these words, my God, why have you forsaken me? Or why have you abandoned me? Maybe today that doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but consider this for a moment. Jesus experienced ultimate abandonment and forsaken by not only those close to him, but even by his Father. As we look at history and scripture, the disciples he spent 3.5 years with, all of them except one, John, were absent when he was on the cross. In his deepest, darkest moment, no one was to be found except John. One of his best friends, Judas, not only denied him, but betrayed him to those who accused him. Those who followed him when he did miracles and things for them were nowhere to be found in his deepest moment. You ever felt like that? The people closest to you, people you spend life with, when you really need, where are they? Maybe it's people with the church or family members. I don't know about you. I've had those moments and I've asked God why. Let me maybe speak it to you this way. Could it be that it's when your reality of what you're going through and the theology of what God says in his word don't match up, that the question many of us ask in our frailty and humanness is why? Well, you're in good company because Jesus did the same thing. And today, maybe you're in a pivot point moment and you've asked God the question, why? Why has this happened? Why have they left me? Why did they betray me? Why did they not stick it out with me? Maybe you're a person who for years has wondered why your parents divorced. Maybe you wondered why somebody went to be with eternity sooner than they were aged. Maybe you're asking, why is COVID-19 disrupting everything? Why? Well, Jesus said these words, my God, why have you forsaken me? I want to challenge you with this thought that God, first and foremost, is not afraid of your question. He is not ignorant of your question, and he's not scared when you ask him the question. You need to hear me today that Jesus, fully God and fully man, did not feel fear to ask his Father why he had forsaken him. Well, what does that mean? There was a moment in history where the Father could not even look upon his Son, and Jesus felt total abandonment. Why? Because Jesus was carrying the sins of all humanity, and a holy God could not look upon that. Well, think about this for a moment, that Jesus asked the question, so in our humanness, it's okay to ask the question. What you're going through and what God says may not match up, and you've asked the question why. Well, I have news for you today, that what will begin to bridge the reality and the theology of the why question is this thought, and Jesus did this well. Not only did he ask the question, but first and foremost, Jesus didn't worry about the question. He was more concerned with the direction that he pointed the question. What did he say? My God, my God. He didn't declare an impersonal comment. He didn't declare someone else's God. He didn't declare the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He declared, my God. I have news for you today in the midst of your why, that Jesus is drawn to the personal place of you asking him, Jesus, why is this happening? God, why did this happen? He's not afraid of your question, but our direction needs to be in a response to him. Today, let me encourage you, in the midst of your fear, feeling like you failed God, feeling like your faith may not be strong, there's hope for you today. Direct your question to the source who can give you the answer. The church may not have your answer. Leaders may not have your answer. Medical professionals may not have your answer, but God either will answer you or in due time will bring the answer to pass. If he doesn't, he will bring you an unprecedented peace in that moment. Direct your question to God, and that unsatisfied question of why will be satisfied with his presence, with his hope, with his peace. Maybe you've been like Jesus and you've been abandoned. And I'm here to tell you today that in your abandonment and in your rejection, you've asked the question, God, why? And I have news for you. As you come to Jesus, he'll be with you. He draws near to you. Much like he relates to you today, he relates because he felt that same abandonment. And he wants to be the one who fills that void in your life, who brings you comfort, who brings you hope when everyone else doesn't have the answer. He is your answer. Not only does he have the answer, he is your answer. When he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? There was something within him that I believe he knew that his only answer to feeling accepted, redeemed, that he felt loved and drawn to by his God was by directing it relationally to the Father. Today, bring your question to the Father and let his presence bring the answer to your life. Bless you. See you next time.